Y'all, hey, now y'all know this one here. This one here be a little fuzzy now. Let me see what I'm on. Hold on. It's gonna cut off and cut back on. Hold on. Let me see what else. See, sometimes y'all hold on 1 second. I had to switch my Wi-Fi. Let me see if it worked. Did it? Okay. Did it come back on? I'm back on here. Y'all can hear me. And y'all know the other one now. Boy, look at that doggone YouTube. But they go. Hey, I don't know if it's because of my y'all give me 1 second. I don't know if you see that other chat, then you could put on there that I'm off of there. I moved it to private so it wouldn't show up. But let's give it a little second. Let's see something. Okay. Now listen. Thank y'all for getting over here. Y'all know YouTube be sitting there. Now you don't never know what happened because people could be flagging you and all of that, and they can make it shut down, or it could be the data on my phone. My phone could be like it get hot, or the data like it's backing up too much data, been on there too long because I got low data on my phone. Or it could be when my phone go into the sleep mode. Oh, that's probably what it is. When my phone go into sleep mode, that could have cut it off. So listen to me, what I was telling you. Here I'm in college. And the young lady, she taking me home to her hometown, showing me off because I had been the best thing that had happened to her. And my daddy, he said to me, he said, listen, and so me getting into this relationship, she wasn't somebody I would normally be attracted to, but she was a nice person, but she was, lost like the rest of us. And my daddy, he was like, listen, Tony, he was like, you up there. And sometimes when you in certain situations, he like, just like when a man go to prison, he like, some men go to prison and they start doing stuff with the men who act like a lady, or they might get into some stuff because they in prison and they say that's why they doing it. He said the same thing when a man in the army or he in the service and he deployed, he might start sleeping with a woman in that country and he might be married back home. He said sometimes as a man you do stuff because of your environment. He was like, so you with this young lady, but do you really think y'all on the same like level? He was like, what about when you come home, if you bring her home and you walk around through the mall with her, are you gonna feel the same way you feel about her? Because I started trying to fight for her because I had them fell for her because she was spending money on me, let me hold her car, she was my company. So in that, I learned that looks ain't everything. I learned that your heart can actually fall for somebody. And then I had so much pride that when she slept with my teammates, I stayed with her for the rest of the school year just so that they wouldn't win. And they did it because I was cocky and arrogant. I used to always clown them because I was on a full scholarship and they wasn't on a full scholarship. And I used to fake injuries. And so they had to go to practice and I'd be faking the injury while they sweating and tired. And I used to clown them in the locker room. So the guys really didn't like me they'll hang with me. We were cool, but deep down they were mad at me. And they was going into debt paying for college, and my college was paid for, and I was just young and dumb. That's just how I was. I used to clown. Like, I'm on a full. I used to be I'm on a full scholarship. You got to practice. And then if it be raining, it be muddy, I look at the guys and I wink. And I get my rep, I get the ball, I hit the hole, and when I hit that mud, I fake slip, and I fake like my hamstring was hurt because I wasn't getting no playing time. Because when I started as a freshman, I fumbled the ball 2 times in the same game, and my coach, his son was a fullback, I was a tailback. His son was a fullback, and it was his son's senior year. So when I fumbled the ball, it gave him an excuse to let his son play tailback. So when he stopped playing me, I'm like, I'm not finna be practicing. I ain't finna be practicing. I ain't playing. Just poor character. And it showed it with what I was doing with the ladies. And I'm gonna tell you something. It was this young lady that hadn't found out about me. She hadn't heard about me. So what was going around? Because my homeboys used to say stuff too. Because my roommate, he said something one time to a young lady. He was like, hey girl, I'll give you a good time now. My thing ain't such and such inches like Tony's on, but hey, I'll give you a good time. I was like, what in the world did he just say? I'm like, why did he say that? I said, so what's going on? So I ain't even realized that I was being used for my body, and that it was like an exploration for these young ladies. Because yeah, women will use a man too for the experience. And I felt bad because these women was calling me, that we grown, everybody 18 and up. They was calling me over, and it was one time, it was a young lady. We was in the room. My roommate gave me this different type of protection, and it said something on there like, longer time or something. I didn't know what the thing do. So when you put the thing on, it got like a numbing agent, I guess, so that the man go longer. Well, at the same time, so the little soldier then laid down to go to sleep. And I'm in there, and so nothing happened, with the young lady. And I'm like, man, such gave me this thing, and I apologize. The young lady got in a relationship. Now, what was a nightmare of a man nightmare is that his woman done slept with a man he know. Her boyfriend was on my team, and he came to me one day. Yeah, Tony, I want to ask you, you wouldn't have happened to have ever done anything with such and such, have you? I was like, oh, no, absolutely not, because I knew how that feel as a man. And so, but we really hadn't done anything. But when I came out that door, I had a sticky note on the door from the young lady that I was dating, the one I met in the library that took me to the room on the same night. She said, I know you in the room with such and such. Give me a call when you done. She didn't knock on the door. She ain't bam on the door. Now listen, I'm a black man. I come up around black women. So the black women I knew, they fought men. The black women that I'm around, they fought men. Now the white women, they was a little different. So I know if a black woman would have came to that door, for one, she would have either not came to the door and just been done with me, or she would have had a knife or something waiting on when I got back home, or she would have bammed on the door or something. She put a note on the door. So at that point, I'm like, it was kind of scary. And so now I'm like, wow, this right here is weird. And this what's going on. So listen, in my freshman year, I was with 28 women in my freshman year of college. men talk about who you with. So my teammates, the next probably was 5 to 7, because my whole focus was women. Even though I was a college football player, my whole focus was women. And when it came out, it was a guy on my team from PG County. He was from PG County, and he didn't like me for whatever reason. I do not know why. He ain't like me. He had a girlfriend. I think she was from up there too, in Maryland. But 26-year-old bro. Bree, good. Appreciate you. You did right. So he said, if your girl ain't cheated on you, I'll climb to the top of that steeple and let a man poke me in my booty. Now, when he said that, I said, uh-oh. I say, a man ain't finna say that now. If he don't know something. He wanted to snitch so bad. But see, for some reason, he didn't like me. But I didn't really know why. Because I was a running back and he was a cornerback. And so we was walking to the room and he just broke out. I'm like, you want to fight me? I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, why do I want to fight you? Like, what's going on? But see, that's how men are. When a man feels like another man is superior to him in some way, he get jealous and he want to fight. Because he walked funny. He used to walk funny. He walked like a little duck. And he had a funny little walk on him. And he was not fast as me, and he was not strong as me. He did not jump high as me. He did not jump far as me. So I don't know if that made him mad, or if he was mad because I was on a full scholarship and I was not getting in the game, and he was on no scholarship and he was playing about the whole game. So guys started to hate me. And they started trying to get me kicked off. They started telling the coach, Tony doing this, because I was selling weed at the dorm room. So right after practice, I had skipped dinner, go to the room and get off me a few psychs. And because they were smoking, I ain't smoked. So me, I'm an entrepreneur now. If y'all smoking, okay, I'm from Florida. I get it for the low. So all my cousins growing it. So I'm finna get it for the low. Here you go. So I'm up there making me a little money. So, and they working out hard. And so for some reason, they ain't like me. And I told one of my homeboys from Florida, I said, hey man, if you could touch my chick, I bet you can't sleep with her. I was naive. I'm thinking that because she's spending money on me, I'm using her car and I'm doing all that she was going to be faithful even though I was cheating. That ain't how that worked. I said, so when I finally interrogated her, I put in first 48. And now listen, I was toxic now. I'm first 48. I'm using every interrogation tactic. Listen, I know everything. I'm going to give you one more time to tell me the truth. Who you done slept with? It took about an hour before she said the first name. She said the first name. I thought that was done. I thought that was it. But I kept lying, saying I knew more. Come to find out, it was more and more and more and more. I was like, what in the world? I cried like a baby. I dove on the bed. See, a man medicine, a taste of his own medicine, a taste of our own medicine might kill us. I say, what you did that for? She say, I was intimidated. You know, he has tattoos and he has dreadlocks. So I was intimidated. I say, why you let him run the train on you? And then she told me something that could have got my teammate kicked off the team. But I ain't, I'm like, listen, well, that's on you then. You need to go tell her that's what you want to do. And so she told another story. Now listen now, she in front of me. She don't know what I'm finna do. So she say one of them she slept with, and she say the other one forced her. I don't know if that's true, but how many of y'all have heard the story of black men, sleeping with a woman of another race, and then that woman getting caught, and then that woman saying that man took advantage of her? So I didn't know if it was true or not. So them guys, I looked at them, I really ain't talked to them. But see, men, we have a guilty conscience. So all of them started coming to me because they saw how I move and they knew how I was with the ladies. They knew it was not a secret. And so all my teammates started coming to me. Hey, you ain't sleep with my girl, did you? You slept with my girl? Hey, man, tell me the truth, man. You slept with my girl? Man, you ain't gonna sleep with my girl, is you? You ain't gonna sleep with my girl to get back at me, is you? Man, tell me, you slept with my girl? And I let them wonder. I say, hey, take that up with your lady. And so them, I feel bad because them young ladies probably got hands put on them. Them young ladies probably got interrogated by them guys because a taste of our own medicine now about killers. Them guys probably was so nervous that what they did to me, I had did it to them. But I don't move like that. I'm not nasty. I'm not a nasty person. I'll never sleep with another man's girlfriend or wife. That ain't in me. The Bible say a man will kill you for that. And now me, fortunately, I wasn't in that place because I didn't see her like that. I didn't see her like that. But now, if a man go to stepping on my territory and I'm married and he know it, then his life on the line. That's just the truth for God. His life on the line. I know guys say, oh, no, take that up with your woman. No, because a man could not be doing right and his woman could want to tip out the door. But if you a man and you know this man got a woman, you know this woman taken, and then you want to slide in there, no, that's a game that you got to be willing to lose your life. And so listen, the young lady, she broke up. And she went home for school and she said, I want to come back to school to be with you. And I knew I was done with the relationship. Fortunately, she flunked out of school. Unfortunately for her, fortunately for me. So that got me out of the relationship. After that, I ain't want nothing to do with that other side. I went as dark as I could find on that campus. And we ain't had nothing but one that I was halfway attracted to. And I went there. And this is another lesson for the ladies. Teach your sons how to cook. Teach your sons how to clean. Teach your sons how to wash his clothes. I also had to keep a woman because I grew up as an athlete, so I was spoiled. So I never had to do any like chores. I never really had to do much around the house because of how boys are raised. A lot of times boys, we raised to be spoiled. It's some moms and dads who don't do that, but a lot of time boys is raised spoiled, and then the daughter got to do all the cooking and all the cleaning. You got to teach your sons how to do this, because when I got to college, I had to keep a woman with me to get my clothes washed, to get food, to get all of that. So the woman became like my mama, like a wife basically. And so I kept a woman with me 24/7. I never slept in my dorm room. I always was in my girlfriend room, and then they roommate would be gone, or they would have a room to themselves. So my roommate, he had the room to himself. One day I go to practice, my roommate got my drawers on. You know how you have your pants sagging, you see the boxers? We used to wear boxers back then, not underwear. We wore boxers. This man wearing my boxers. That's how much I was gone from my room. This man started wearing my socks, my drawers, and my clothes. I was like, wow. I'm like, man, I could have had something. You put them drawers on. What if I had something? You done caught it now. Thank God I ain't had nothing. And so listen to me. This why I shot a game, because I played the game. And so when I come out the game, I met my wife at 21. I was still no good. She broke up with me after a few months. 6 months later, we bumped back into each other. We hit it off again. 10 months later, we got married. Now, when she left me, it wasn't just all me. It also, she was getting a lot of pressure from her ex-boyfriend that she had broke up with. And so we got married. When we got married, I retired from the game because I had told myself, when I get married, I'm going to be faithful. But at that time, that's when I saw my sister being taken advantage of and my mama falling for little games. And that's why I wrote that book. And I wrote the book because my female friend, my homegirl, she asked me to write the book. And that's why I wrote the book. And so what I'm trying to tell y'all today, to y'all ladies, be happy that it's a few of us out here giving you the game. Because the way men move, I remember like trying to brag about being a ladies' man. And I had a homeboy who, he was like 2 or 3 shades darker than me. His lips was like, twice as thick as my lips. His nose was twice as wide as my nose. So he had a different look. But his look was not praised because of colorism and because of just different stuff. His look was not praised, but we was grown at this time. And I said, yeah, man, I be doing this. And he said to me, man, ain't nothing you could do with a woman that I can't do. He said, a grown man is a grown man. And after he said that, I stopped feeling myself. And I started to look around and realize, I say, man, it really is guys out here that look like the bottom of a shoe and got a woman pulling her hair out. I literally started to see guys of all races, all skin colors, all heights, all features getting over on women. And I say, this crazy. And I'm gonna tell you, like, I coach women, and the stuff that I hear, it make me sick to my stomach. Like, it make me want to throw up. Like, the stuff I hear women going through, it make me want to throw up. Like, I literally be like, oh my goodness. Like, I be getting ready to retire from this and just go into, just do real estate, just do ghostwriting, just do, investments in companies and just do something else. And then I hear all these stories. And that's why I'm giving away the game. So women always ask, why is men telling women what to do in a relationship? It's because women are the ones losing. That's why. Men not losing. Men ain't losing. The only time we see a man go through something is when he a check, when he is a sponsor. And then he want to talk about, oh, women ain't nothing. Man, you knew you was a sponsor. You know that woman ain't want you. You thought you could buy her. But deep down, even her who want your money, she still want love. So yeah, she taking your money, but she still want tall, dark, and handsome over there. So she just using you for a check. You played yourself. Men not losing in the relationship field. You tell me, how many women is there a documentary about who got millions of dollars from a man, from scamming a man? How many women is there a documentary about who got millions of dollars from juggling and scamming men? It ain't that many. It ain't none. It's happening out there, but we don't have a Tindler swindler for a woman. What my wife just told me about the man who got 20 million from doctors, women who doctors and lawyers, that's not the Tindler swindler. That's a whole nother man. It's another man that's on American Greed. That's an episode about a man on American Greed. So now the man who she told me about on Dateline, he was an older white guy. And he kind of looked like an older John Cena. He kind of had a strong chin to me. Kind of had a strong chin, kind of looked like the man in uniform. He pretended to be a firefighter. He pretended to be a Navy man. He pretended to do that. It's on Dateline. My wife was telling me about this man got $20 million. What'll happen is he'll meet the women. He will take the women to bed. While the woman taking a shower, he will go in her wallet, get a copy of her ID, take a copy of a check, get a copy of a credit card. He will get her information, get on her computer, log in, get into the auto login, get into her 401k account, start emptying out her 401k. Then the man would be in her bank account. See, the women had savings because they were single and successful. One woman had over $1 million in savings. The man got into her account and was spending money. The man was in Hawaii or the Bahamas, and he told the lady he was over there he told the lady he is a developer for Ritz-Carlton. And so the lady thought he was over there building the Ritz-Carlton in Bahamas or Hawaii. He was actually with another woman. That woman reached out to the other lady and said, hey, when he told you he was in Hawaii building a hotel, that was all a lie. He was over there with me. That lady ended up looking at her bank account and saw that the man paid for the trip to Hawaii with the other woman out of her bank account. And she didn't even have a clue because she was sitting on M's. So that was her savings. She wasn't checking it. The man hadn't got her login. So listen to me. If you're a woman, you ought to be glad that it's a couple men giving away the game. Because it's like, we could talk to men, but that ain't going to benefit a woman. We could tell a man what not to do, but that ain't going to benefit a woman. Because when the last time you seen a man listen? A man could have his phone hooked up in the car with the GPS on, and the phone is flipped upside down, and he will be following them directions, and the woman will be telling him he going the wrong way. Woman, hush. What do you got a steering wheel over there? Hush. Y'all end up in Tahiti and supposed to be going to Tennessee. And when he get to Tahiti, see, this your problem now. If you weren't running your mouth, we wouldn't be over here in Tahiti. We'll be in Tennessee where we're supposed to be. But all you want to do is run your mouth. And the whole time you've been trying to tell him he going the wrong way. It's like, when the last time you seen a man listen? But see, women always talking about. Women always saying, oh, he don't communicate. He don't communicate. I can't get him to communicate. But then when he go to prison, he write novels. You get an email on JPay. You get an email all time of day. You get a phone call every day. Your collect call bill so high, he got all the time in the world. He write novels and could barely spell sometimes and write novels. But when he was in the free world, you couldn't get him to sit down and have an hour conversation to save your life or his life or his child life. But then so many women telling me, talk to the man. Listen, if I'm taking away time from my family, I'm not finna talk to no brick wall. I'm gonna talk to who finna listen. So if I make a video and then YouTube say 95% of the people who subscribe to you is women, why I'm gonna make videos for men? Because when I make videos for men, they don't watch them. And YouTube say, we're not pushing videos for men because we ain't pushing your relationship video for men because men don't watch relationship videos. They say we pushing the finance videos to men, and we pushing the sports videos to men and the prank videos to men. YouTube say we're not pushing healthy relationship videos to men because that's not the audience, sir. The same way the publishers say We're not letting you write a book to a man. You got to write a book to a woman because 75% of readers are women. And the publishers say we're not in this to lose money. So if we finna publish this book, it got to be directed to a woman. Or if they want you to write a book for a man, they want you to water it down. I sent a proposal in for a book for men. They say they want a book for men. I sent a proposal in, a book for men with the real in there. They come back to me and she tell me that the man in her office say he can't relate to the book because I said some men act like beasts and he don't relate to that. He don't know what that means. I say, all right. So then I wrote the book Husband Material, which for those of y'all who pre-order Husband Material, I closed the pre-orders because it's the book too real, and I gotta print them, sign them, and ship them to you. But I don't even think I'm gonna put it online because for one, too, I'm telling the real whole truth, and everybody can't handle the truth. Everybody can't handle the truth. But see, I was out here playing the game day in and day out. Day in and day out, I'm playing the game. And then let me tell you, this is the thing. Here I am. Now y'all see Zelda on here. Zelda, God bless you, now, sister. My sister on here. God bless you, now, sister. And keep on listening now. And just apply what you learn to you. Somebody, people be writing me and be like, Tony, I need, 15 minutes on the phone with you. Listen, I'm not Jesus. Listen, y'all, I'm not Jesus. Ain't nobody problems I can solve. I can't solve nobody problems. If y'all can't watch these videos and apply it to your situation, ain't nothing getting on the phone with me gonna do. And with the stuff that y'all be asking me, y'all already know the answer. Y'all already know that a lot of times if you got to ask, that means you need to leave. A lot of times if you got to ask, that means it done. A lot of times if you got to ask, that means it's time to start the healing process. Even if you stand and you finna make it work, everything we talk about is common sense. Everything we talk about is common sense. Y'all got to trust your common sense. You got to trust what you know to do. Don't wait on somebody else to have to tell you what you got to do. You already know what you got to do. I shouldn't even have a job, a platform, none of that. Because we should not need this, but we need it. And I'm gonna tell you, this is what I've learned. What I have learned, and I'm gonna tell you what YouTube be doing. They be shutting off my video, so I got to start another one. So I end up having 3 of them up there. So then they can monetize 3 videos instead of just one, knowing that ain't nobody gonna get to those 2-3 hours. So they say, okay, let's shut them down 1.5 hours. So you got to start them another one up. Listen to me. This is what I found, and this is what I believe, that most women innately want to submit to a man. And I'm not saying submit in the curse word. I'm saying most women want a man to be a provider and want a man to be a leader. And because of that desire, that's what's getting so many women hurt. Because mothers and fathers are not raising their boys to be men. So if a boy is not raised to be a man, he will be a grown boy. And what we do as grown boys is we take advantage of someone's kindness, and we take their kindness as weakness. But because a woman is coming in to be loved and to be cherished and to be appreciated, she comes in, and after meeting his representative, she drops her guard. And when she drops her guard, he throws a knockout blow. And when he hits her with a knockout blow, anytime she gets up, she dazed, she confused, she feels lost, and now she feels stuck to this man. She too dizzy to see anything else. And that is why God sent me. And I don't say that in no like self-righteous way. What I'm saying is I was that man. I was the absolute worst. I was Saul before he became Apostle Paul. I was the absolute worst. So ain't nobody online telling the game as deep as I tell it, in as much depth as I go. Because I got videos that's an hour and 2 hours long giving away the game. But the same way they say if you want to keep something from a black person, put it in a book. That's the same way if you want to keep something from somebody, put it in a long video. Because most people not going to listen. But if you get in there and you listen, you get in there, you're going to listen, then you're going to hear. And Zelda, don't get put in time, right? And it, because you being a distraction now, Zelda. Calm on down now. Send an email in now. Come on now. Now, see, Zelda might be going through something, but let me tell you, it get 10 times deeper. And so this is what a lot of people don't understand too. Is like when you got a heart to help and you got a heart to serve, that stuff right there, it drains you. Because when people come to you like you, Jesus, listen, you got to go to Jesus. You got to go to Jesus. Ain't nothing I could do for you. All I could do is what I'm doing. Is giving you wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And if you can't apply that, ain't nothing else I could do for you. Like, you know, it's sometimes people will come and they will act like I'm Jesus, like if they could touch the hem of my garment. No, you got to touch the hem of Jesus' garment. You got to go to the Lord. You got to pray for hope, pray for healing, pray for strength. You got to do that work now. You got to go deeper. Don't ever put a man or a woman in a position to be a savior. Don't ever think a man or a woman is the answer or the solution to your problems. And see, that's the thing, is a lot of people on this here internet, they want to be somebody God. They want to be praised. Listen, I just want to be a conduit. I just want to be a vessel. I don't want to be nobody God. I don't want to be nobody's answer to their prayers now. So you got to realize and understand, you got to go to God. You got to go to God now. And you need, this not a Q&A. It's not a Q&A. It's a sermon. It's not a Q&A. And so we talking. And so now listen to me. So when y'all see somebody online, oh, y'all men, these men need to be talking to the men. As we are and as we do, in ration to how many men listen, also let them people know you better be glad somebody giving you the game. Because in the relationship space, the men not losing. The men are not losing. The men got women slaving, got women doing threesomes, got women doing foursomes. It's women buying men land. It's women emptying they savings account. Women got men sleeping on their couch. I mean sleeping in their bed. Men driving women car. Men living off women. I seen it in my own circle. Women who every man they date, that man got to come live off of them. Men literally will have their own apartment, but be going down financially and meet a woman to have somewhere to stay. I literally know men who are homeless until they get a woman. And that in between, and then when his toxicity get him kicked out, he right back to sleeping in a car. And then he meet another woman and pretend he got somewhere to stay. And then a woman let a man move in within 1 month. But then women don't want to hear the game. But yet, when we look out here and what's going on in this world, it's everybody need to be coming to the aid of a woman, because and trying to stand up for a woman and trying to speak up for a woman, because as men, we listen to consequences. We listen to trials and tribulation. We listen to hard times. And a lot of men, don't even listen to trials and tribulation. A lot of men go to prison and get out and do the same thing that put them in there. Why is the recidivism rate 85%? That tell you right there that even hard time and consequences barely change a man. What you think finna happen with a simp, as they call it, talking to a man online? Man ain't finna listen. But you know what he is gonna listen to? He gonna have to listen to closed legs. He gonna have to listen to closed legs. Why you think the adversary used Delilah to get to Samson? Because the adversary knew he can't Samson ain't finna cut his hair for no man. But when he laid that head in that lap of Delilah, that hair coming off. Why you think the adversary used Eve to get to Adam? Adam wasn't finna listen to one of them animals. Adam wasn't finna let Cain or Abel tell him what to do. But when Eve come up there, see, you got to realize and understand what Esther did. Read the book of Esther. How Esther was able to break the rules and get done what she wanted done. You got to understand the influence of a woman. When you see a successful man who married, he give the credit. It might be a man in his life, but very rarely a man giving a credit to the women in his life, his mama and or his wife. And when it ain't that, it's his female manager or publicist or another woman in his life. And then what women take and do, my next idea that I'm finna produce for the channel is my wife idea. Yeah, my wife idea. It's like women have to appreciate the fact that God chose you to give you influence. Don't run from your influence. Bask in your influence, because guess what? You get the last say so. You get the last say so. You get to say, hey, although you want to sleep with me, I don't want to sleep with you. So, Playboy, you're going to have to put in some work. You're going to have to put in some work. And then when you get to say that, then you say, okay, all right, I understand. Now, let me get my computer right over here. Now, I'm on a computer. I'm on a computer system. You get the last say so. So it's like, listen, as a man, we actually got it harder, because we got to build up the courage to approach a woman. The woman get to say no, thank you. So as a woman, you got to appreciate that influence you got. A man got to get on one knee and say, will you marry me? A woman could say, I'm good. No, thank you. No, thank you. Just like that. And so you got to understand that the reason why even the men with sense, now it's men without no sense that's talking to women. But you know what? The men who just only talking to men, you know what they telling them? You notice they not telling them how to take the long road. You notice the men who only talk to men is not telling them how to take the stairs. They telling these men strategies to deceive women, strategies to use women. So therefore, those of us who got sense and those of us who have been commissioned by God, we got to take the other side. Because if a man see a shortcut, 9 out of 10 men gonna take that shortcut. That's human nature. If a woman see a shortcut, 9 out of 10 women gonna take that shortcut. That's human nature. Humans love shortcuts. Don't nobody like the long road. Don't nobody like the long route. Everybody, the reason why Waze, the direction app went viral is because they claim to be giving shortcuts. Till they have you in the middle of a no drive-through zone and bullets flying through you wonder. But that's why Waze blew up, because they were giving the shortcut. Everybody want the shortcut. So that's why these channels that's directed at men, it's about get your money up. Now let me ask you this. Y'all see the festival coming up for the investment podcast. We can't have a festival that big with that many people on love and relationships. With men coming out, it'll be full of women. When I did my love and relationship thing tour, if it's 300 people in there, 30 of them are men. And out of those 30 men, 1 or 2 came on their own. The other 28 came with a girlfriend, fiance, or wife because she made him come. That's just men. So when you ask men to take away time from their family, they time that they will not get back, the energy that we will not get back, and talk to a brick wall about what to do in a relationship, that's why you don't see too much of it. So I want y'all to understand that. And I want you to get to the place to where, now see me, I talk to men and women. I just posted today on TikTok a video to men. I talk to men and women, but I talk to it I talk to men and women in proportion to who listening, in relation to who listening. So what you got to understand now is that we have to get what's for us. We got to get what's for us. Because I'm going to tell you, as a man, my life will be much easier and much more glamorous if I did not talk about love and relationships. When you look at the men who talk about motivation, these men who talk about motivation, do you know what I get offered as a relationship coach? What I get offered to speak? Unless it's a brand. Now, a brand paid me $50,000 to speak for 5 minutes. That's a brand. But they was using my brand, my likeness. It wasn't about love and relationships. And even with them, they had me speak on motivation. Now, you know what I get offered to speak? $1,000, $2,000. Do you know the speakers that even compare themselves to me? A lot of them even got my blueprint, who speak on motivation. Them guys get 10,000 minimum. A lot of times 25, 50, 75, 100,000. Because you know what motivation do? Motivation, it supposedly make money. It motivates you to make money. So all the companies want people to come in with motivation. And then guess what? As a man, we all want to be cool with the rappers and with the athletes. The athletes follow me and I know them, but they ain't cool with me because I talk on love and relationships. So I'm really bad for their brand, because if they doing something stupid, or they done cheated on their girl, or they talking to their lady a certain way, if they teaming up and they talking to me, they around me, then that give their woman a license to follow me and to read my content. And then they get to see, oh, hold on now, your friend said this, and this what you doing. So they keep me as a secret and call me on the sly. I remember a lady had her man reach out to me for an event. This man had known me for years. And the lady said, I didn't know he knew you. I said, I wonder why. This man had my number for years and never told his wife that he knew me. But she wanted me to speak at her event, and she had no clue her husband knew me. I said, I wonder why. Because we quicker, so a woman will look at my message and she might leave her man for it, but not realizing that me and my wife had to go through the same thing, and we worked through it. And so sometimes people will just listen to stuff online and they'll leave their relationship instead of using their own judgment and saying, can this be worked through? And so because of that, that's what make men say, no, don't listen to that over there now. Don't listen to that over there, because you might just take one of them messages and run with it and then be breaking up. And so that's what be happening. And so every single day I wake up, I'm like, Lord, retire me. Retire me, Lord. Let me talk about this here crypto. Lord, let me talk about these stocks. Lord, let me talk about cars. Let me talk about credit scores. Let me talk about athlete motivation. I was a college athlete. Lord, let me talk about something else. And then the Lord will show me the 10,000 emails in my inbox begging for insight and advice on their relationship. And then the Lord will show me that I could count on one hand how many other men doing this work with a righteous heart. So that's what I want y'all to understand. I don't want to be doing this. I do not want to be doing this. I do not want to be talking about this. This is not fun for no man. They be talking about no love relationship. As a man, I never dreamt of being married. As men, you really don't dream of being married. Men, you really don't dream of being a father. Like the things that a lot of women dream of, men don't dream of. And so you got to understand that me doing this work, this is every single day, a daily sacrifice and painful. And people say, oh yeah, you could do something else though. No, you can't. When you know God and you call to something, when you call to something, and when what you know, you got thousands of hours of that knowledge without reading a book about it, without having a mentor on it, that's when you know that God is putting the words in your mouth. That's when you know that. Somebody asked me something about the men who on that podcast and the gentleman who died. Those men don't talk to, they do what I said men do. Men who talk directly to men and only to men, they telling the men how to be toxic and how to get over on women. And even that though, it ain't the money that you think it is. Hey, I wonder if my brother, I have not talked to my brother, but I wonder if he be getting exhausted. But hey, God bless y'all. See, right now I'm exhausted. I already did 2 hours on here tonight. Yeah, I say the lives, but the other one is on private right now. I put it on private so people will get off of it. Most people hadn't got off of it though. I'm gonna have to stop shooting on the phone, but see on here it'd be a little blurry. But I'm gonna have to stop shooting on the phone just because it'd be cutting off on me. And I don't know if it's the phone or if it's YouTube. But then when I get on here, okay. So the first live I did was an hour and a half. It looked like it done cut off finally. And it's already up. And that's me telling the story. But I'm getting ready to go out of town, so I don't know how many videos I have going up, and I might get to shoot some out of town, but I don't know what the internet situation will be like, and if it's real lagging and slow, might not be able to upload. So I'm gonna try to shoot some enough before I leave to try to have them going up. And I'll probably change the time from noon, because people be at work, to like 9 p.m. So y'all check at 9 p.m. Eastern. That's 6 p.m. California time. That's 8 p.m. Houston time. Y'all check at 9 p.m. Tomorrow is another episode. It's already set up. It'll be a premiere. Tomorrow is another episode of The Singles House. And I'm going to be doing some more productions. And we'll have some more little content coming out. And I'll pop on here when I can. I might get to go. I don't know if I get to go live tomorrow because we got that. But maybe in the daytime. But I really, appreciate y'all, and thank you for, for love and support. And for those of y'all who pray, if your prayers get past the ceiling, pray for me. Pray for me. Because me being in this and me doing this, that means my marriage is under attack. That means I'm under attack. That means I'm always going to be going through spiritual warfare because of the work that I'm doing. So if the devil could get me to fall, if he could get my wife to fall, if he could come at us, it's for me, I have to go into a place of really like, I got to go into a place of such, emotional intelligence just for my marriage to last, because of the amount of spiritual warfare that I may be under because of the work that I'm doing. And people don't understand the tug of war in the spiritual realm. People don't understand the push and the pull in the spiritual realm. People don't understand that when you're doing good, that evil don't want to see you doing good. That when you're doing good, that you upsetting evil. So evil want to see you fail. Evil want to see you do bad. And that's why I have to always explain to my wife, just say, hey, just be ready for the test. Be mindful of the test. Like, be 2 steps ahead. Stay prayed up, because you never know what's going to come and how it's going to come. So be ready for it. And I know a lot of times she don't be wanting to hit because she don't be, thinking like that, because she don't have to be in the trenches. It'd be me in the trenches getting the soldier wounds, getting the bullets, and putting up with that. But then at the same time, serving your purpose, but still you got to take care of your family. And so it'd be a little different. And it ain't easy. It ain't easy. So listen to me. My Wi-Fi here acting up at night. It go to trying to sleep. But hey, God bless y'all, and we will be in touch. I so appreciate you now. Appreciate you. And who that was? Grace Beauty. I so appreciate it. Sent that blessing. So appreciate it. And for those y'all in the Blessed Tribe, y'all have some announcements coming soon for the Blessed Tribe. A lot of announcements, only the Blessed Tribe and the Patreon see it. So if you're in the Blessed Tribe or the Patreon, y'all have some announcements coming soon, because I'll be looking for doing a little casting for some of the projects here coming soon. So y'all stay tuned now. And if you did not know, it's a notification button on there. But if you did not know, also there's a community page on YouTube. So when you go to my page and you slide over to the community, you click on that and you'll see that's where I'll be posting at. I post some stuff to the public, and any and everybody could see that. But then a lot of stuff I only post to the Blessed Tribe members, Blessed Tribe and the Blessed Business Tribe members. So y'all, check that once a day on your break. If you get on here, make sure you check that, because it might be a message or a casting or some of that sort. So, be mindful of that, because sometimes I post and it don't notify you and everybody missed it. And to the moderators, Tracy, I'm glad you said that. Thank you to the moderators. And to the moderators, y'all forgive me. sometimes I forget to thank y'all because I be so drained at the end of these. So blame it on my head, not my heart. I be so drained and I forget to thank the moderators for monitoring the chat and posting the links and all the information. I really appreciate y'all because y'all don't have to do that. And also, y'all pray for my assistant because I ain't heard from her in about a week. So I'm praying she all right and everything going well with her. I realize she do a lot of hard work a lot harder than I realize sometimes. So I ain't heard from her about a week. So I'm praying everything going okay with her. So y'all keep her in your prayers. And to the Blessed Tribe, Blessed Business Tribe, and Patreon, thank y'all for the support. Thank y'all for the support. And what I talked to y'all about in the Blessed Tribe and Patreon, what I talked to y'all about the other day, I still ain't made a decision yet. But whatever I do on that there, I'm leaning on the Lord and I'm trusting God, through it. Whether it be L, God bless you now. Dr. Elaine, God bless you. I'm trusting God through it. Because one thing I understand is the cost of doing business. So sometimes it's a cost of doing business. And a lot of times we think about us. We just think about us and we don't think about the company or the business that's taking a risk on us. And so if somebody take a risk, they deserve a reward. But a lot of times we just think about us. But then if we flip it around and we say, well, okay, if I was the company, what would I want in return if I'm taking this kind of risk? And so I look at it like that too, not just from what am I getting, but I look at it, what are they doing and would I do that? Because what they doing, I don't know if I do that. And so I have to think about that too. So, hey, God bless y'all. And y'all stay tuned too, because what we're going to do now, we got some of the Birth Your Book people. So we got a few people that then wrote some great books. And I'm going to be sharing those books with you on the YouTube. And for those of y'all who able, I want you to support those books. Support those books just so that we can have more people writing their book. And, so they marketing their book. It ain't just me just picking a book. These people is marketing their book and they is sponsoring the YouTube video of that. And I love to see people step out there like that. And I want us to, if able, sow that seed and be a blessing to these authors and just look at it like, hey, one day I'm gonna have a book. You're gonna write your own book and you want to be done sold a seed. So when you write yours, you could reap your harvest. And that's how I look at it. And the Lord convicted my heart about that years ago when I was mad and angry about not getting support. And the Lord whispered to my spirit, Tony, who do you support? Who book you buying? That thing shut me up. New levels, new devils. You're navigating this platform with wisdom. Keep going. Hey, definitely will. Definitely will. Whatever I learned from it now, that video will be for the Blessed Tribe only now. Everything ain't for everybody now. Everything ain't for everybody now. And Audie, God bless you now. God bless you. You might be giving me credit where the credit ain't due, but God bless you now. And make sure you don't be on here arguing with Sherry either now, Audie. Because Sherry, she the police on here now. And so she don't mean no harm. She just be looking out. And she keep the chat clean and all of that. So y'all understand the moderators. One thing y'all got to know about these moderators is they don't watch now about almost every video. And I do not know them personally. I only know them from YouTube. But you know that I'm gonna say something on a video that you're gonna disagree with, that's gonna make you mad, that's gonna step on your toes, that's gonna hurt you, upset you, and these moderators done been there through all of that. When I know I could have offended them a million times. So y'all understand, they just be trying to keep things clean, and they done learned my style and how I move, and so they just keep the chat like that. So y'all understand that. God bless y'all. We'll talk soon. I'm acting like my daddy now. My daddy and my uncle used to say bye 15 times, and we still be at people's house another hour. They be saying bye, backing out the driveway for an hour. God bless y'all. See how you close this thing. I need to use this. Hey, now listen here. Now that sounds like a plan to me now. Hey, let that thing play. Let that thing play. Let that accent. Hey, God bless y'all. We'll talk soon. I'm sorry, I hit the wrong button. I knew I was gonna mess that up. I hit leave studio instead of hitting end broadcast. Y'all forgive me. Okay, here we go.